want them to die. A heroin addict that's already given up, why would they go to treatment, right?
Sure.
So what we ended up doing is saying, I said, this family, I don't know if they did or they didn't, but they weren't willing to hire a private investigator. A lot of families out there, we have to admit, don't have the funds to afford that.
Sure.
So if they can't afford a private investigator, what this family was prepared to do is the sister, the brother, and the grandfather were prepared to go out there at 5 a.m. and go to the ramp that he stood at and said, if you give my son, my brother, any money, he's going to buy heroin. Look at him. He had a beard down to here. He took 1 shower a month. Look at him. He's dying. If you give him money, he's going to buy heroin to kill himself. And what is that going to do? It's going to shut the doors. But he'll get $20 to go get his fix, right?
Sure, yeah.
I mean, that's not going to be a problem for him to get at least $20, right? He'll get his fix. Then what we were going to do is we were going to say, and always remembering that we have a detox bed waiting for you that'll help you get through these DTs and these withdrawals from the heroin medically with medication. So you could have an easy detox or you could have a difficult detox. It's up to you. So then when he does get his money to go get his fix, they were going to follow him to the dealer's house and let the dealer know, because we don't want any trouble with the dealers, because they'll kill you for $10.
Sure.
A lot of drug addicts out there. So we don't want problems with them, but we don't want to lose our loved ones from the addiction. So what we ended up doing is saying, okay, we're going to go knock on the drug dealer's door with you when you go get your fix, because we're going to follow you 24/7. As of today, your life as you've known it is changing drastically. Bottom line. So I don't care if you're the high executive that started your own company or the homeless person, their life is changing drastically. So for this situation, what we said, we are going to go to the drug dealer's house and let them know the next time you show up and that he shows up wanting drugs to buy some from you, we're going to have the police with us. And everybody's going to be arrested because we want him in jail versus dead. Then going to his gravesite, we'd rather visit him in jail if he's not willing to stop. So if they come knocking on your door, I just want to give you the heads up. There's going to be some other people following you.
Right.
So what do you think that drug dealer's going to do next time he knocks on the door?
It's not worth the $20.
Right?
Absolutely.
Not even answer it.
Yeah.
So what we do as interventionists is we create the environment. See, the environment for the addict has provided a place for the addiction to stay alive. Now, what we've done as a family unit is come in and stepped in and said, that environment is no longer going to keep my loved one ill.
It's no longer an option.
No more, no, it's done. It's over with. And so that's what we do as professionals, is we come in on behalf of the family and help them create that scenario. And every one of them is different. And I would never recommend somebody doing one of these interventions on their own, because, we don't want the kid in jail. That's not our goal. That's not going to help the kid. We want him into treatment. So there's things that some family members, like the brother, would have done that would have been very aggressive, that would have got him thrown into jail, or might have done. I'm not saying would have done, but might have done, that would have been too aggressive. So you need somebody as an outsider to stand by and say, are we taking this too far, or should we step back? Because there comes a point, I'll go in and do an intervention and the person says, absolutely, I'm not going anywhere and you can't make me. And I'm like, you're absolutely right. You're an adult. There's nothing we could do in this country. If you choose not to go to treatment, then, but as of today, your life is changing drastically. Your environment is smothering your addiction. And so everyone is different.
So is that gentleman sober?
Yes, and in treatment.
You've been doing this a long time.
Mm-hmm.
There's people that are out there that are going to watch, and they're going to say, but you don't know my brother John. You don't know my mom. Yep. I'm sure people watching are going to see me first and be shocked. And then they're going to say, but you didn't know Dean.
Yeah.
All the years you've been doing this, in your professional, educated opinion, is there anybody that can't be reached?
I believe if the family stays on top of it, the ones that we don't get into treatment that day, 90% of it is because the family caves. They're not willing to go through healthy boundaries and consequences, ultimatums. They're like too afraid to do that. So 90% of them, the family caves. And I always have to remind them that if they cave, their life is going back to the way they had it before, and there will be no changes. So they're the ones, and we only get really one good chance at this. So why don't we take it to the limit and really push the addict to see how far they're willing to go? Because we could create a scenario, guaranteed. I could come up with a scenario. I don't care how bad Dean is. I will create a scenario that Dean would say, I would rather go to treatment than do this, whatever this is going to be. There's thousands and thousands of treatment centers across this country right now. And I don't know any single one of them that works in the admissions department at these treatment facilities that somebody wakes up and says, hey, my life is going great. I just ran this marathon, and what do you got going on over there? Can I check in?
Yeah. I want to take a vacation.
Yeah, I want to take a vacation at your treatment facility.
For 28 days.
Or 90 days is even better. That's my favorite.
How does an intervention change someone's life, and whose lives change from an intervention?
Well, the reason why I'm so firm about the intervention process, because what we do at the pre-intervention is we help the families get educated where they change also. Because I'll give you another situation that I worked with the family. The individual, the family called me up to do an intervention. The kid went into treatment. He was like 25 years old, went into treatment, the young man went into treatment at 25. And he went in, I think, for 60 days. When he left treatment, he went back into his own environment. The family didn't go get help. They didn't get educated. They didn't go to Al-Anon. They didn't go to the family program. They just, lived their life, and their son was away for 60 days. So what happened is when the son moved back home, because he didn't move back into his apartment, they closed all that up because of the bad memories and all the behaviors. So he moved back in with the dad. And when he moved back in with the dad didn't know that he should be going to 12-step meetings.
He's not cured from the disease.
He should be going to therapy, 12-step meetings, working a program. He didn't know that because he didn't get educated. And so what ends up happening is the kid comes home and starts working again. And a month later, he's sitting on the couch after work, bored to death at 25 years old, watching TV and going to work. That's it. So what does he do? He calls his old friends.
People, places, and things.
Exactly. Back on the drugs immediately, and there we are again. Now what do we do? So it's really important that the family starts going to Al-Anon, starts getting their education on the disease, because if they could create the environment where the addiction won't live, then there's no way we could get the addiction back. And if there is, we have enough healthy boundaries put into place that we block it.
It sounds like almost the whole family gets an intervention, because I know from my own personal experience, I had people reach out to me. I used for 15 years, and I had people reach out to me, and their thoughts were relatives, immediate family. If Dean loved me, he would stop.
Big one.
Or maybe if I give Dean some money, help him with his bills, because I'm not paying my bills because I'm buying drugs